Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to be talking about the 44 Magnum in Battlefield 4. This is the best kill streak I'm probably ever going to get with the 44 Magnum in this game. I'm playing on hardcore. I've got the 3x scope, which is only available in the Veteran Battle Pack. I believe you need to have at least owned one, it might be 2 previous Battlefield games in order for you to get the Veteran Battle Pack and unlock this scope. Now the server I'm playing in is hardcore, which means players have reduced health. There is no mini-map at all. There's also no ammo counter, so there's basically a lot of reduced functionality in this to give you a more realistic experience, I guess you could say. Just something that isn't quite as UI cluttered as it was before. Now, because I'm not popping up on the minimap, people aren't necessarily aware of my position. It's also a pistols and shotgun server only, so I'm not running into people with assault rifles. If that were the case, it would be very hard for me to do really well with the Magnum. Now what's funny though is that people are used to pistols and shotguns on the server, so they're not really expecting to get sniped from long range. So you'll see a lot of guys standing still at long range because they just don't expect anybody to be sniping them with any sort of weapon. They kind of underestimated me in this situation because I figured out that the 44 Magnum with 3x sight is pretty much a sniper rifle in hardcore. Now the Magnum was an incredibly good gun in Battlefield 3. It was one of my favorite pistols, and you probably remember getting one-shotted by it all the time while you're playing and just dropped really fast by players who knew what they were doing with this gun. Well, it's gotten an update for Battlefield 4 both in stats and functionality. Now unfortunately the functionality of this weapon makes it so much more difficult to use. I managed to somehow drop that guy before he kills me with a shotgun in hardcore mode, which is really impressive for close quarter combat. Almost get a collateral there. You're gonna see I get an assist there for 66%, so I shot the second guy behind there. I just didn't kill him in one shot. And these guys are just not aware of the Magnum sniper concept yet, because they are just standing way out in the open, not aware that I can drop them at 100 meters no problem. This gun also looks freaking cool. I mean, it's totally insane, the concept of having a giant scope on your Magnum. I'm sure some people use it and I'm sure some people love it, but it just looks crazy while running around with this thing. Managed to get a close quarter kill, and then this guy here is going to finish me off and end my kill streak. The worst part of that is I watched it back in slow-mo and my sight was not center mass, but it was definitely hitting him in a place that should have killed him in one shot. So unfortunately I lose out on the kill streak there, and not really sure why my shot didn't take him out. But getting back to the functionality of the Magnum in Battlefield 4 and how it's changed so much from Battlefield 3. Watching this video you wouldn't really be able to tell what's changed, but playing the game you're going to notice a massive change, because when you hit the fire button there is a delay. Now this delay I think is supposed to simulate the time it takes for you to bring back the hammer on the Magnum, and then for the hammer to swing back forward and shoot the bullet out of the pistol itself. Now in real life it does take a little bit longer for this to happen. The only problem I have with the mechanic in the game is that generally in real life you either pull the hammer back before you're ready to shoot, so it's good to go and all you have to do is pull the trigger and the hammer slams down, or you start to squeeze the trigger before you're ready to fire the gun. So you've already got the trigger squeezed down a little, then you make sure your aim's centered, and then you finish pulling the trigger so you don't have as long of a delay. So in the game you really can't simulate this aspect at all. All you can do is just pull the trigger, which brings the hammer all the way back and then all the way forward, and so you've got this ridiculous delay when you fire the weapon, making it, in my opinion, pretty much useless for anything that is not hardcore mode and isn't restricted to like pistols and shotguns only. Because if I was up against people with assault rifles in any of these situations, I would be getting absolutely dominating. That being said, I really was having a lot of fun using this in a pistol and shotguns only server. Once you add the laser sight onto here also, because it's hardcore mode and you do not have your crosshairs, which is very difficult to use when hip firing a pistol, the laser sight allows you to hip fire the pistol because the red dot is actually going to represent the same center of the screen where your crosshair would be. So you can sort of get around that with the laser sight, and then when you combine the laser sight with the 3x sight on top map, you now have something that's a great sniper alternative and something that you can hip fire. And that was pretty much just a really fun loadout to run. That's what I have right here, and you're probably going to see me maybe once get a decent hip fire shot. Yeah, right there. So you just put the laser on the body, fire away, and now you can hip fire the Magnum in hardcore mode. So it's just one of those weird things where I feel like I love playing with it, but not when I'm actually up against good guns. If I'm up against good guns or any other pistol in close range, I'm probably going to lose that firefight unless I somehow luck out and get a headshot in close quarters. Because of the delay, it makes it nearly impossible to be precise with this weapon in any sort of close quarter situation, so I almost found it mandatory to use the Magnum exclusively at long range, and then in close quarters I was really only able to win firefights when my opponents just weren't aware of my presence. Anyway, try it out in hardcore. Let me know what you think. If you got that 3x sight, definitely stick it on the Magnum. It's a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.